In terms of what the new normal might be, I think we're in it. And one of the things that we thought was critical to our success was this idea of continuity planning. Had we not done that in the past and been ready for some sort of emergency, we certainly didn't expect it to be of this kind of duration. We would not have been able to identify the investments we needed to make in terms of our continuity capabilities, the devices we needed to enable remote work, secure, and then been able to provide sustained and scalable capacity to meet those new demands. So continuity planning, very critical to some of the success we've been able to recognize. Now, some of the other things that we're learning along the way is that this whole video conferencing thing is sort of catching on. And it really helps us stay connected to our staff, even though we're physically separated. It allows us to collaborate in real time, and it fills in some of those communication blanks that we used to be very familiar with, things like body language, big part of human communication. Now, one of the key elements of our success and lessons learned is that it's very important to maintain internal working relationships, especially with our fiscal staff. As we went through some of the early days of the pandemic, realizing that there were some things that we were going to need to procure, whether it's devices or new services or new cloud-based services. Certainly artificial intelligence was one of those things that we looked at. There was huge surges in demand in unemployment in Pennsylvania. So being able to acquire new AI-based virtual assistants and been able to support that, relied on those relationships with our fiscal officers and our budget. And then, of course, as a result of the CARES Act, being able to leverage new sources of funding to support where we are and to make sure that we're making strategic investments so that these things that need to sustain us over the long run are in place. Thank you for the question.